Well, if you haven't guessed it already, this week's car of the week is the Honda Fit. The Honda Fit is Honda's small little spicy hatchback. Originally released in April 2006, it was supposed to be a new era for Honda of small, reliable, and often efficient cars. For a fun little Honda Fit fact, you may not know, in 2012 they actually made an EV version of it. You can see it here. This is just some generic stock footage. Listen to that voice. At Honda, we believe in killing everyone. I don't know, it's very weird. But what do you think of this clip? You know, you get to see the battery. And the most important thing about this car, it's not that it's electric. No. It's that it has a brake pedal. So, I mean, I'm sure you're happy that you have that. So that was the fun fact. The Honda Fit EV indeed had a brake pedal. You can see it here. The Honda Fit was blessed by the Honda gods to, believe it or not, have 3 fully functional generations, at least here in the United States. The first generation came out in 2007 and went until 2008. It looks kind of weird. The second generation came out in 2008 and went all the way until 2013. In 2013, they decided we don't really need it anymore. And then in 2015, boom, they brought it back, and it looks like this. They came out with an EV version in 2012, but other than that, that was about it. So now it's time to compare the specs of the generations. As we can see, the price steadily went up throughout the years, gaining about $1,000 or so as the years went up. We've got each generation here, and now it's time to look at specs. So we can see that the 2007, the first generation, had an i4 like the rest of them. The best gas mileage was with the first one. They all had manual transmissions. You know, gas mileage was pretty standard for what you'd expect. We can see that the first one had the least amount of horsepower, while the second one was in second place, and the second one was in second place, and the third one was the first. So the third generation had the most amount of power, the second generation had the second amount of power, and the earliest generation had the least amount of power. You know, they all had the same warranty, same seating capacity, and they were all, of course, front-wheel drive. They were all fantastic vehicles and very unique in their own way. So just look at this for a little bit, and in a minute, my producer is informing me that we've ran out of Honda Fit roll. Here, let me pull some more up. Anyway, for the nerds of you that are literate and can actually read, in a few seconds here, I'm going to pull up some more techno-wizardry as soon as I get that. There we go, more roll. This is of a lime green third generation. So for those of you that are nerds and are literate, here is the rest of the boring, weird people specs, if you really care about it that much and are interested in buying one. Also, I just want to take a quick couple seconds to, first of all, burn your retinas out with this possibly green Honda Fit, and also ask you, the viewer, do you like this new style? Before I would just do the slappy Google Chrome thing, do you prefer this me talking over random crap? I mean, it's a big quality upgrade, but I don't know. I like the personal touch of the old style, but do you like this new style? Anyway, let me know in the comments. Remember the good old-fashioned family minivan, you know, the one where the crayons melted in the back, where your parents inevitably crashed it? Remember all of that? Remember all the space it had? Now, as you're reminiscing over your childhood minivan thinking, what could I do with all that space? You're probably thinking, I don't want one. They're too big, they're too bulky, they're too slow. But the the Honda Fit is kind of a mini Honda minivan. You can fit so much stuff in it. And on top of just being able to throw everything in it here, I've got this hilarious Reddit post here. It's like every single Honda Fit owner thinks that it's equal to an Odyssey or something, or even better. I personally disagree with that, but they have plenty of space in the back. They're very modular, and again, they're very boxy because they maximize space. And also, unlike a minivan, you can do stuff with them. These share a lot of parts with the Civic, which means there's a lot of aftermarket support for these vehicles, which means you can clap it out if you want to. You can add 10,000 turbos. You can engines. You can do whatever you want. You can just have fun with it. And it may not be a race car, but it is fun to drive. There's a big difference between being fast and a Pagani fast and just being fun to drive. And with the Honda Fit's manual, it's fun to drive. So now it's interior time. This is the interior of the third generation, and you can see it's very decent and modest. You have a touchscreen, you have single-zone climate control, you have a modern Honda steering wheel, and if you have a child, this one has an automatic, of course you can see that. If you have a child and you want them to have like a normal car, the Honda Fit's great. It's safe, it's got all the features, and it can store more than a Civic, and it costs less than a Civic, while getting much better gas mileage because, again, that boxy shape, it may be good for hauling stuff, but it also helps condense things more. It's even got a cup holder next to the steering wheel. Isn't that neat? Now it's that time of the season where stuff starts getting weird because Honda in the 2000s liked to get all freaky goofy. Now one of the downsides of this new recording style is that you can't see my cursive, but try and follow along. So you can see here, it's a little bit weird, but you still have single zone climate control, you still got a gear shifter. This one is of course an automatic. You've got your airbag up there with some storage under it, and hub and hubcaps. Yes, hubcaps on the interior of the car. And nice drink cup holder storage spaces on either end. Now, the idiotic design in this is that the cup holders are right in front of the aircon. So let's say it's a hot day, and you're drinking like hot cocoa or something, and you have the AC on, it's just going to cool that down. But, why not? If it's hot outside, you're probably going to be drinking something cold. Also, with the second generation, you got some new fun stuff, like some new weird ways to use the interior, like one of those Honda N boxes or one of those K cars. Now, again, as we move into the first generation, stuff also gets a little weird as this is Honda. Now, here in the United States, it was only sold for a year, but in other places, it was sold for believe it came out in 2001, so just to mention that. But you can see, pretty standard. You don't have the same storage you have on the second generation, but remember, you do have that manual, and you do have better gas mileage as it is lighter. But this car will, of course, not be as crash reliable and crash safe as, a trade-off, if you really do care about that. But hey, if you're planning to stick a new engine in it and everything, you should be fine, right? Again, all these cars, nice to drive. They're all very decent, great vehicles, and I've just ran out of B-roll again. And now I have to keep yapping for the rest of this photo because I placed it too long. Oh wait, no, I can cut it down while recording. Yay! So overall, as you've seen, the Honda Fit is a well-equipped, sporty, fun, little crazy hatchback. But there's something about the Honda Fit, an emotion, a feeling that isn't really talked about by other car journalists in this, or RCR or someone like that really knows about this topic. The car isn't fun. I mean, the car isn't fast, but it's fun. Now, let's talk about the difference. When you're in a big Bugatti and you're driving and it's really fast, that's like, whoa, that's like the amazement kind of fun. Not fun, but like excitement. It's like, wow. When you're in the Honda Fit, it's fun. It's nice, you're having a good time. Now, that might sound ridiculous. Like, oh, why is the Honda Fit more fun than a Bugatti or something? Like, how could that be? The Honda Fit's smaller, the Honda Fit has less gas mileage, has better gas mileage, it's more gas mileage focused. How could it? And that's because it's kind of like that Progressive ad. Cars lie to us, motorcycles tell us the truth. The Honda Fit tells you the truth, and the Bugatti lies to you. The Bugatti is some big, gigantic road hog, where whenever you make a turn, it's so flat, it's hugging the road so good, because you have to if you're going that speed, and you don't really feel that much. But in the Honda Fit, with its nice little cloudy suspension, you make a turn, it's like a roller coaster. You're sliding to the side of your seat. You're having a good old time, even though it's not fast. And because the Honda Fit is so tall and so small, the acceleration, maybe going 60 miles per hour, it feels like you're going 100 because you're just having fun. Now, there are a few other cars that do this as well. The Toyota Echo, the Toyota Yaris. I've just said all of them. I think the Nissan Leaf a little bit, but I haven't driven that yet. But the Honda Fit is truly one of the most funnest cars you can buy, especially if you have it with a manual transmission. And with that funness, usually comes with, I can't do anything, like, oh, it's slow, I can't fit my family in this car, it's not great. But with the Honda Fit, you can fit your friends, you can fit all the stuff you need and would normally fit into your car, and yet still have a fun, old, nice time. So with the next part of the video, we are going to jump into the normal me with some actual listings that you can look at if you are looking to purchase one of these vehicles. Real World Quokka, take it away! Take it away! I was just going to keep doing that until the clip finishes, but I forgot. I'm in my editing software, so I can just trim it down. I'm weird. Welcome to the second part of the video, I guess. Now, if you just wanted to know about the history, then you can just get out of here. But this section just provides you with what you can expect to pay. So this is a 2007 Honda Fit Sport, which means it has alloy wheels. It's in, of course, the classic red. Now, when you get a Honda Fit, some of these are older. Did I mention you get a donut? I would recommend just polishing up the front wheels and getting a new Honda logo, since the Honda logos in these older Hondas love to peel. It's their favorite thing in the world, so be warned of that. That's all the stuff you'd really need to do. One of these when you buy it. This one has been very well taken care of. And as you can see, a very well taken care of low mileage Honda Fit, especially from 2007, is about $5,000. Here's another one from the same generation. This is a 2007 Honda Fit Sport. Again, you can see the similarities. They both have this weird body kit looking thing on the bottom of it. That orange stuff, this one is in orange. And you can see here, instead of having the, you get what it's a Fit. It has the the stuff, the fit stuff. This one has seat covers, which means the seats are either really nasty or really good under those. The Honda logo hasn't peeled, which is always a good sign, and everything looks to be in really good shape. I mean, a lot of people like to dunk on older cars, like, oh, it can't compete to a new car. Surely not, surely it can't. But a lot of these can. I mean, the interior is cromulent, everything is good. I don't see why not. This one's about $7,000 just because it has insanely low mileage for the year. This is a 2009 Fit Sport. We're moving up. This is 74,000 miles. If you're wondering why most of the Fits that you'll see from the first generation are sports, it's because you either got the Fit or the Fit Sport. And the Fit Sport was like $500 to $200 more, so everyone got the Fit Sport. And there were discounts that made the Fit Sport technically cheaper than the thing. And I believe there was some weird luxury trim for like a month there. Anyway, this is the updated version. You can see there's some updated Honda weirdness, but it's a lot more complex in kind of a good way. I mean, now you have more power things and some cloth there, and it's more aggressive, which, I mean, if you like that sort of thing. This one is also peeling in all these areas. If you get a Honda like this, on eBay, they sell them. You can replace these plastic pits and the plastic pits of the car. Yes, the pits, the armpits of the car. You can replace these plastic bits here. They sell a replacement and get a new thing for that. Or a new steering wheel if you want. You can get the weird two-spoke one out of the Civic if you want, which will probably be our next car of the week. I don't know, Hondas are dominating. Here you can see the back. Big load floor, fantastic car. Again, you can fold the seats down again. Plenty of storage, airbag right up there because I do have my cursor. Haha, I have my cursor back. You can't take it away from me. You've got your radio over there. Climate control, your shifter. You know, this is a pretty good example of what a used Fit will look like. And don't be worried about this. This is just the coating coming off and revealing the cheap gold plastic crap. It's the same stuff that's on this. This gold, weird, resin-looking plastic. It's the same stuff that's under here. So it's not like finger juice that's making it that color. It's just the weird varnish crap that they put on it is wearing off and slowly revealing the tan. Here you do have a multi-information display that just tells you like the temperature and the odometer and some cool gauges. I mean, you know, they're fun. They're hipping with the kids. Down here, you know, you got your climate control, all more towards the driver. You got your radio, your things here. There wasn't really a big jump, as you can see, from the first to second generations, aside from Honda's new weird architecture. And one thing how you can tell, like a lot of people, they'll look at the front of the car. If there's a lot of rock chips, they'll be like, oh, this one's been used. Like, people a lot of times say that the miles driven on a car doesn't really suggest how good the car is. It's more how the driver used it that's more important. So they'll have small little things that look at. On the Hondas, it's if the Honda logo is peeling, and this is something don't people think about. This is not Hondas, this is all cars. How many of these you have? Because that is another time that the person, the driver, has stabbed the key somewhere random that it shouldn't be and go whoosh. I do that with my car all the time. Well, I used to do that with my parents' minivan, and you should see theirs. They were practically wearing through the bottom of their steering wheel. Every single time, they just try to jam it in random places, because both of them had a different car, so they were never used to it. Yeah, you can always tell how much a car is used by their scratches here, because, again, you miss the key, put your hand in there, you don't really know what you're doing, and then, God forbid, you have to look. So, you know, you can tell. It's a good indicator. You know, pretty normal car. Here we're moving on to another one. This is a 2010 Fit Sport, so we're working our way up. This one, of course, has fog lights, which is fun. You know, these are great for, you know, off-roading if you lift them and stuff, because they're just so small. This one has a touchscreen. You could get these with a touchscreen. I don't believe this one has not a factory touchscreen, but you could get them with a factory touchscreen. But in either cases, I would replace it with one of these touchscreen guys. You know, oh, they have an illegal mod. That's nice and fun. Here's another Honda Fit Sport. Again, the YLC Mostly Sports. For the first generation, it was because it was kind of cheaper. For the second generation, it's just because, I don't know, people like sporty fits. I don't know what to tell you. Here we go. I mean, this one's white. This one's also been very well taken care of. I don't like the Prometheus-looking, like, alienness of the dashboard. I would personally get a first generation or third generation, but the second gens, they definitely weren't bad. Like, there was nothing wrong with them. This is a Fit Sport automatic, which is kind of rarer these days. Everyone wants the automatics because most people don't even care to drive stick anymore, including me. I drive a Prius, practically the farthest thing you can get away from stick. Here we go, 2012 Honda Fit Sport, and this one is fancy, which is why it's $9,000, because it has fancy diamond cut or machined wheels. So, you know, I wouldn't get this one. It's got a lot of hair. It doesn't look that well taken care of. But hey, the person who bought it has taste. Sony, you know. So here's another 2007. I believe the same 2007 we looked at before. Here's a 2013. You know, a more new version. This one has had the stock hubcaps painted black to make it look more sporty. Now we're getting into the updated ones, which is why it looks so suburban and fat with the chunkiness towards the side. But they didn't really change anything in the interior. You know, just some slight button changes. Here's another 2013 base with the normal hubcaps in this lovely aquamarine. If I were to buy a Fit, I'd probably buy this one because I don't like cars with 4 lug nuts, and the hubcaps help hide that. Also, what's really different between the high trim level and the low trim level? It's not a lot. It's just the body kit, and you can see this one doesn't have it. Moving on, we're in the newer generation Fit. This is the 2020. Again, I would just get the LX and then work your way up by putting like leather seat covers or a newer stereo in. You know, you can even see the car through all the ads. It's not bad. You have an econ button, you have a reversing camera, you have everything that you would practically need realistically in a car, and again, you still have plenty, if not more space than the other generations. That's what I like about the Fit. Again, 60,000, 16, I would pay like 9 for one of these, but still, not bad. This is what I like about these. Some cars age like crap. Like the Camry right now, it's aging pretty hard. Toyota's not really caring about it. But the Fit aged like fine wine. AC Delco. You got more space, you got more luxuriousness, you got similar prices. So yeah, not bad. You can see here a little multi-information display here because you have the fancy Fit, the fancy fart. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty nice. You have push-button ignition, and you have a fun little, like, Volkswagen Golf checker pattern, if you care about that, and a nicer touchscreen and a sunroof. But other than that, and your machined alloy wheels, there's not a huge, gigantic, big difference, although this one has leather, so interesting, I guess. Here's another LX. This one's kind of sad. And then the last one that we'll be looking at is an EX, $32,000. This one's $20,000. People really want these cars, so I'd go with an earlier generation because you don't really get that much in the newer one. If I were buying one, I'd buy a newer one, but you know what I mean. You don't need it. So yeah, pretty simple. So with that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I don't have to tell you because there should be something that pops up telling you to do that. So with that, I already said that. So goodbye.